Welcome to Pep Talk. I am Pepito Turalba, and today we're going to talk about what you should do or can do once you're involved into a car accident.
Our special guest today is Joseph Rizzotto of Rizzotto Law Firm, and they specialize in personal injury law. Now, although we don't want to think about being in an accident, it's always good to know what to do if you ever find yourself in a sticky situation. Now, the areas of personal injury law don't just include your common car crashes or slip and fall accidents. It can also include a lot of different scenarios that most people don't know they can be legally compensated for.
And this is why knowledge is key. Most accidents are beyond our control and can happen to the best of us. However, you can protect yourself by learning about your rights as a victim of personal injury. Rizzotto Law Firm specializes in taking on the big insurance companies.
I've known you for the last 15 years, Mr. Joseph Rizzotto. Can I call you Joe?
Of course you can.
Okay. What would you like us to know about you?
I've been a lawyer for over 20 years. I've been a personal injury lawyer for over 20 years. And for the first half dozen years, I represented insurance companies. And after that, I started representing victims, innocent victims, people who were injured in car collisions, trip and falls, slip and falls, people who had disability claims, people who were attacked or bitten by dogs, all people who were injured as a result of an incident.
Yes, I remember I refer a case where a victim or a client was bitten by a dog, and that was settled very quickly.
Any time a client calls us on the phone or comes to my office, or we go to where they are, often we do go to where they are, we provide a free consultation. A consultation is basically providing legal information about what the person is entitled to, and there's definitely no cost to that.
Yeah.
And then the client considers whether they should retain us.
You also handle injuries as a result of slip and fall, like slip in the grocery store. How serious is injury that warrants starting a lawsuit?
Any type of slip and fall, trip and fall, that can happen anywhere. You mentioned grocery stores. It can happen in city parks. It can happen in someone's home, as long as it's not your own home. It can happen anywhere, in a mall. Once if you're injured in a mall or in any type of slip and fall or trip and fall, then I would encourage you to, first of all, definitely to seek medical attention. And then if that injury prevents you and it limits your activities, and such as work and your day-to-day activities inside and outside the home, then for sure seek legal information from someone like me.
So let's say you were in a serious accident and your injuries are serious enough to warrant a stay in a hospital. How are we going to? How would a client have their first consultation with you if they're actually limited in terms of their physical condition?
That happens, unfortunately, often. And in those cases, I, of course, make myself available. My staff is available to attend at the hospital, to attend at the person's home, generally at the hospital. And generally, I would encourage family members to be present, because sometimes the person is quite injured and they may have a brain injury. And there may be cognitive issues there. So you want a close member of the family to help the client seek the legal information and make the right decision regarding retaining me.
Can you give us some examples of some serious cases that you've handled?
Well, to be quite frank, all cases are serious to the person who's injured. Some are more serious than others with respect to how they're injured. I unfortunately have had cases where people have died, and I have represented the family members in making a claim as a result of the husband's or the wives or the sons or the brother's death. And I've also had cases where people who were significantly injured and have brain injuries, have serious orthopedic injuries, have fractures, or they have fractures and a brain injury, which is catastrophic.
I remit, may ngiti sa bawat padala.
Personal injury claims are not a game. Don't let your insurance company play with your health, peace of mind, and future. The Rizzotto Law Firm cares about your needs and rights.
You have rights, and we can help. And remember, we don't get paid until you get paid.
You have rights, and we can help.
Are you craving some ramen? Hokkaido Santoka Ramen brings you the best Japanese ramen in Toronto. The first restaurant opened in 1988 in Japan, serving only 9 customers at a time. Since then, Santoka's fame has grown, serving many happy customers in over 50 locations worldwide. Visit us and experience the taste of Santoka in downtown Toronto at 91 Dundas Street East, or call us at 647-748-1717.
As you described earlier, you have an extensive background as a defense lawyer for insurance companies, and now as a plaintiff, the other side of the fence, where personal injuries, right?
Right.
So you're also a sitting member of EPSCO all the time.
Fiscal.
FISCO, I should say.
Financial Services
Services of Ontario, where these are people member of the, there's, these lawyers also was member of the board?
You're referring to a council forum at
See,
Fiscal, which I am a member of. I was a former chair, and we meet four times a year to review procedural matters with respect to accident benefits arising out of car accidents. And it's attended by defense lawyers, insurance company lawyers, by lawyers for innocent victims like me, and it's attended by various officials from the Financial Services Commission as well.
So with your experience working as a defense lawyer, and now you're taking care of personal injury, you've worked on both sides of the fence. So what advice would you have for someone when it comes to choosing a lawyer?
The best advice to choose a lawyer is to take it very seriously. Choosing a lawyer is a very serious decision because if you have to choose a lawyer who you connect with, who you trust, who trusts you, and once that is established, then it's a successful relationship. The most important part is to choose someone who empowers you, communicates with you, informs you. Information is key. So that's the best advice. And if someone is referred to me by a current or past client, the trust relationship is already almost established.
How would you say you separate yourself from others?
I don't want to use the cliche, but I have a personal touch. I meet every client that comes into this office. I consult with every client, whether it's here or at the hospital. I'm the one that they first meet. And I may be the lawyer on the file, or I may give the file to one of my associates with the client's approval, of course. We're a small firm, and I'm proud of the fact that we're a small firm. I intend on staying a small firm because with that comes the personal touch, which is very important to someone who is injured and whose life has been thrown upside down as a result of something I'm not they're doing, if someone else is doing.
When it comes to insurance adjusters, they can sometimes make you feel rushed, as if you don't have enough time to make a claim. So how much time after an accident do you have to make a claim and consult with a lawyer?
An insurance adjuster is generally an employee of an insurance company. Sometimes they're independent contractors, but generally they're employees. And they're veterans and they're experienced at what they do. When you're dealing with an insurance adjuster, you're not experienced at what you're doing. So they have that one over you already. My suggestion is to, after they contact you, is to be polite, listen to them, and then if your injuries do significantly interfere with your life, then go seek a lawyer. And that lawyer will deal with the insurance company adjusters. You want a specialist dealing with another specialist. You want the power relationship being pretty level.
To cut off the conversation, just say, get in touch with my lawyer.
Essentially, yes.
Yes.
An adjuster should not call you if you have a lawyer.
Yeah.
And if that adjuster knows you have a lawyer.
Yeah.
But the adjuster may not know you have a lawyer.
Yeah.
So you just tell them, please deal with my lawyer. Or you could say, I'm consulting a lawyer. Most adjusters are trained to know what that means, that they cannot talk to you if you have a lawyer.
What are some of the tips you'd have when it comes to dealing with insurance adjusters? Can you tell our viewers more about what they do and how you should handle them?
Insurance adjusters generally are employees of insurance companies. Sometimes they're independent contractors, but they work for the insurance company. Mm-hmm. Their job is to minimize the insurance company's risk. And the adjusters are specialists in their area. They know what they do. It's their job. You've been involved in your first car collision where you're injured, and this adjuster calls you. Give him minimal information and basically say, I'm consulting a lawyer, and then let the lawyer take that off let the lawyer deal with the adjuster. Let the lawyer, who's the specialist as a personal injury lawyer, deal with the adjuster. That'll be a considerable load off your back.
Now, some places have automated voice systems when you call. If someone was to call your law firm, are they able to talk to a lawyer directly?
Well, if they call after 6 o'clock, they will get an automatic voice system. But if they call during regular business hours, then they will speak to someone in my office. If a lawyer is available, then the lawyer will speak with them. Generally, it's me. I'm the one who does the initial review and initial consultation. And sometimes I refer the file to one of my associates if the client agrees.
Now,
But there's a personal touch is always key in this firm.
some cases take, like you had said, years, right? So I can only imagine you develop some long-term relationships with some of your clients. And how do you want your clients to feel when you're working on their case?
I want them to feel comfortable and trust that they trust us, and that we are doing the best we can to advance their case, to get them all the compensation that they're entitled to under the law from the appropriate insurance company.
So, as an accident victim, what benefits are available to you?
As a car accident victim, anyone involved in a car accident can access certain income benefits, certain benefits and expenses from their own insurance company, their own car insurance company.
Okay.
And that includes income benefits, treatment, some benefits to take care of yourself. It depends on how significantly you're injured. Those are the main benefits you're entitled to from the accident benefit carrier, which is basically your own car insurance. That's the no-fault part of the law. If your injuries continue, and if they continue to persist, then you have the right to sue the person who's at fault. And you would do that, and in that case you're entitled to compensation for pain and suffering, compensation for potential income loss, compensation for future treatment costs, compensation for housekeeping expenses, and only a lawyer can do that to commence that claim, which is by way of a lawsuit. It's important to keep in mind that you have 2 years to do that, 2 years from the date of the incident.
If your injury prevents you from going back to work, is there any benefit, income replacement benefit?
The income replacement benefit is basically, well, first of all, if you have group insurance at work, then you apply for short-term disability or long-term disability if you have that.
Yeah.
If you're in a car accident and you don't have that, then you're entitled to seek income benefits from your car insurance company.
Your own car insurance?
Yes, your own. That's the no-fault part of the law.
Okay.
Now, a paralegal and a lawyer are two completely different things, right?
They are indeed. A paralegal and both paralegals and lawyers are regulated by the Law Society of Upper Canada. And paralegals can only do certain things with respect to personal injury, unlike lawyers who can do a lot of things and do most everything. Paralegals are restricted by the Law Society to deal with only certain things. Commencing a lawsuit for pain and suffering, only a lawyer can do that. I would encourage you to look up the Law Society website, lsuc.on.ca, or my website, which will connect you to the Law Society website. And you just follow the links, and it'll tell you whether someone's a lawyer or a paralegal. And it'll outline what a lawyer does and what a paralegal does. That's the Law Society's website.
Mr. Rizzotto, as we know, personal injury law covers a wide variety of scenarios. So, can you tell us some of the common cases you've dealt with besides car accidents and?
I've dealt with various types of car cases. I've dealt with people who have died in car accidents, people who have been significantly injured, brain injuries, orthopedic injuries, both sometimes, people who have chronic pain, which is pain for almost the rest of your, which is for the rest of your life. I've dealt with victims who had significant injuries as a result of a fall at a casino or at a grocery store, in a park. I've dealt with people who've been attacked by dogs, bitten by dogs. I've dealt with cases where people have made a disability claim with an insurance company or with the Canadian Pension Plan, which is an insurance company, incidentally. I've dealt with all of those, and most, if not all, of my clients are happy.
Yeah, I remember varying cases where you once beaten by a dog, another one will slip and fall at the Casino Rama.
That's right.
And those people are very happy with the settlement.
I'm glad to hear that.
Personal injury claims are not a game. Don't let your insurance company play with your health, peace of mind, and future. The Rizzotto Law Firm cares about your needs and rights.
You have rights, and we can help. And remember, we don't get paid until you get paid.
You have rights, and we can help.
Are you craving some ramen? Hokkaido Santoka Ramen brings you the best Japanese ramen in Toronto. The first restaurant opened in 1988 in Japan, serving only 9 customers at a time. Since then, Santoka's fame has grown, serving many happy customers in over 50 locations worldwide. Visit us and experience the taste of Santoka in downtown Toronto at 91 Dundas Street East, or call us at 647-748-1717.
I remit, may ngiti sa bawat padala.
Do you have any tips for, let's say, a situation where someone's walking on the sidewalk and they slip and they fall and they injure themselves?
Cities, if you're talking about a city sidewalk, I'd be very careful because there's notice requirements, and if you're injured walking on a city sidewalk, then you should seek a consultation right away, because you're obliged under the law to notify the city within 10 days.
Okay.
That doesn't mean you don't have a case, but it's better if you do it soon. So not only is information key, but the earlier you can consult with a lawyer, the better. Not only in slip and falls on sidewalks, but in all cases. If you're in a passenger in a car, and you get the car is involved in a car accident, and you don't have car insurance, then your accident benefits, you seek them from the insurance company of the car you're in.
Okay. So
There's a priority of insurance companies.
can you also sue the driver, even though he's your friend, for pain and suffering?
You can sue your sister, you can sue your mother, you can sue your brother, and I've had to persuade clients that if they want compensation for pain and suffering, they have to sue the drivers of the cars they were in, and then they'll say, well, that was my husband driving. Well, he shouldn't have made that left turn.
Shouldn't have married him.
Well, it's good to know.
But you're suing that person, but basically the person who pays is the insurance company.
Okay. Then a lot of people at the back of their mind is always thinking, my premium is going to go up, right? When you make a claim.
Yes, if you're at fault.
Okay. But if you are not,
Then generally it doesn't go up,
Okay.
unless there's other reasons. There are other reasons why premiums go up. They go up because of speeding tickets or stuff like that. But if you make a claim and you're not at fault, then generally that's not the reason it goes up.
So if I'm a passenger and I was hit by somebody else and the driver is my mother,
Yes.
you're not going to sue that driver. You sue the other driver, right? Because you're not at fault.
If you're certain that your driver, who's your mother, is not at fault, yes, you don't sue them. But you may not be certain. So out of an abundance of caution, you sue both.
Oh.
Over the years, I have generally had very little difficulty in clients realizing that if they want compensation, they have to sue the driver. And often the driver is their son, or a relative, or a close friend. As long as they realize their concern is, well, are they paying for it? I go, no. They have insurance. That's why people have insurance, to deal with these kind of situations.
It's just a matter of trying to explain to them.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Information is key, and that's
There you go.
clients have to be empowered to know that they're making the right decision, and to make the right decision, they have to have the information to do so.
Yeah. There will be a lot of convincing not to sue or to sue the driver.
Well, sometimes you have your rare cases where they don't want to, and then they don't. But most of the time they do. So
Mr. Rizzotto, do you think that would be an example why some of our insurance claims keep going up? Our premiums, is it because of all of these claims
Well,
that have been being made?
it depends who you listen to. I mean, the insurance companies have a very powerful lobby, and they try to convince that one of the main reasons premiums go up is because of the increasing claims. If someone is injured because of someone's fault, and if they have insurance, and if they need coverage, then then they're entitled to seek it. Insurance company premiums go up for a variety of reasons.
I always thought that the reason why premium is going up because of the claims.
The premiums, insurance companies are very good investors.
Yeah.
And they own a lot of property and assets throughout the world. Claims is a major expense for
That's right.
them.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why they minimize the risk is by paying less in claims, because that increases their profitability.
Yeah.
But a claim is only one aspect of their costs.
Mm-hmm.
And you have insurance for a reason.
Yeah.
You have it when there's a difficult situation comes up, or a rainy day, as they say. You don't have it just for the sake of having it, because the law says you have to have it.
Yeah.
You have it when you need access to it
Yeah.
because you're hurt, you're injured, your activities are affected, your life is affected, and that's why you should access. Don't be afraid of doing that.
Yeah.
Don't let the insurance companies scare you into not making a claim.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah.
It's not right.
Yeah. The other thing is, what is the penalty for drivers who doesn't have insurance, car insurance?
And if they're driving,
Yes.
I think it's a $5,000 fine.
Well, that's money.
And it's a good law. People should have car insurance. Unfortunately, some don't, but it's a significant penalty.
Yeah. Well, people avoid that for a reason, it's because the premium is expensive, you can afford it.
Or they're high risk, or they've been in a lot of accidents, or they've made false claims. Unfortunately, false claims are there, and it doesn't help the business, doesn't help the industry, it doesn't help personal injury lawyers, it doesn't help the innocent victims.
Yeah.
And insurance companies play up these few fraudulent cases,
Yeah.
and the innocent victims get further victimized by it.
Yeah. The other case is when they try to settle down the car that's involved. It's a write-off. They say it's a write-off.
Property claim, yeah.
Yeah. Because sometimes, even though the bump is on, it's a little damage, but adjuster will say, write-off.
Well, that's when you're making a claim, a property claim for your car, then people can negotiate that with their own insurance company. Generally, it becomes a cost-benefit analysis for the insurance company, and sometimes they repair it, sometimes they don't.
But you can refuse.
Well, you can refuse to a point. After a while, you really just try to negotiate the best result.
I guess they have to justify the cost of fixing the car versus the
age of the car and how many kilometers are on it,
Yeah.
and so on.
Yeah. Nice to see you again. I hope the public will learn, and hopefully they will call you once they're involved into any kind of injuries, slip and fall, car accident.
It's my pleasure seeing you again, and Pepito, and I've enjoyed this conversation. I've enjoyed spending time with you, with Carly, with Michelle. It's indeed a pleasure informing the public about what they're entitled to under the law and what they can do once they're injured.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Rizzotto.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.